Yeah, let's get right to it. You just dropped two amazing singles, Single Again, Truck Girl. I still can't decide which one's my favorite, but I wanted to ask, like, how'd they come together? How did you
Yeah.
know that they had to, release as a double single? Break it
Yeah,
down.
no, I think it's cool you said that. Like, you don't know which one's your favorite, and I kind of feel the same way. Obviously, for the live show and stuff like that, Single Again's really great, and I think it's more like superficial song and easier to kind of to digest at first. But if you really dive into Truck Girl, it's got some cool meaning behind it and the desperation behind it. And I kind of wanted to do that with these two songs. A big goal of mine was to kind of show the two different sides of me, whether it be the fun up tempo and just the feel good kind of song, and then also showing the kind of vulnerability side that a lot of people probably early on you know found me through my music was songs like that with First Taste of Gone and then Trouble and stuff like that. So they came together. Single Again was a real situation that I had. There was a girl that I'd always liked in high school, and I ended up seeing her at a bar and found out she had a boyfriend that night. And I remember saying to her, like, let me know if you're ever single again, in a respectfully kind of way. Um, and then Truck Girl is just that scenario that, I think a lot of us go through. And, breaking up, I think breaking up is easy if you're the one doing it. And then all of a sudden there's this point where somebody else kind of walks away and you're like, wow, this really hurts a lot more. And you feel kind of desperate about it. So that was kind of the feeling behind Truck Girl.
I think you capture it so well because it's true with the breakup. It's like if you're the one doing it, you've kind of already had time to process, where if
Yeah,
you
it's
kind of
never
get caught off guard, it's
totally.
a whole different thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever easy. I mean, also being the one to be like, okay, I got to do this is never easy, but definitely being on the other side of, whether you see something coming or not, it's always very difficult.
Mm. So when you're going in the studio or you're picking up a guitar or sitting down at the piano, do you know already in your head which lane the song's going to be? Or is it something where you have to start playing a couple chords and see where the song takes you?
Yeah, I mean, I always try to mess around with chords for sure. I'm definitely more of a melody person, very, very melody driven. So I'll kind of have like an idea or, a line or a hook or something like that. And I kind of just try to sing how I naturally would do that towards that. And then, if I'm writing with other people, show them that idea. We all kind of work on it, but definitely somebody that hears the melody of the song before even all the words and all the chords are kind of written for it.
Yeah, I think that comes across in like the songs that you write. It's probably one of the reasons why the melody just like stays with you so much because like in your mind, in your process, that's the first thing that comes.
Yeah, no, yeah, it definitely. It's a cool. It's a very neat songwriting is a very neat thing because everybody's a little bit different in how they do it, and again, it's just naturally to you what would come to you. It's like for me, I can write like a little short story very quickly, but it's kind of dissecting that short story and figuring out lyrically how what the bites are for that and stuff like that. So,
Are you the type to like do rewrites, or do you find once you have a song written that is what it is?
I'll go back. For instance, we wrote a song this past week that I really like, and I want to go sing the vocal on it, and there's some stuff that I think I might switch on it. So what I'll do is just kind of reach out and tweak a few words, and then I go back. I go back on songs from years ago that I wrote that um, I like to think that I've gotten a lot better as a songwriter, and going back on those songs that maybe I had a great idea, but we couldn't figure out the way to get the idea across properly, and
Mm,
kind of going back and revisiting those and rewriting them now.
that's cool. So are you like doing version twos of the song, or are you taking that same sentiment, you're writing something fully new with it?
Yeah, I guess it all depends. It depends if I was on it with other people, because obviously we always got to give, credit to each other and everybody we write
Mm,
with. But yes, but both situations, both where I now know I wrote the thing completely the wrong way. It needs to be written a different way. And
mm.
that's one situation. The other situation is there's parts that were wrong and it needs to be kind of fixed up.
What a cool process, man.
Yeah.
I love, I can imagine too, because you've just, had a packed 2023 playing some really incredible venues, opening for some really incredible artists, and then you're kicking off the Trouble Tour. You had the first headline show sold out in Manitoba this week. You got to walk me through it. What's it like playing your headline shows? How's that vibe different?
Yeah, I think even what we are just touching on like with the songwriting is I'm definitely a storyteller, and I think with the headlining stuff I get more of a timeline. I guess is the best way to kind of
Mm,
tell the story and take people on a journey of how I feel as a person, whether it be the up tempo songs, and then we'll bring it down and make everybody kind of sad in the venue, and then back up. And the headline stuff's really cool because I have the time to do that, and it's my show. Versus the Bailey stuff or when we were just on Nickelback. And that's more of a situation of, we're there to hype the crowd up and do a job and get people going. And then
Mm,
most importantly for me in that is like trying to give people as much of me as I can in that time so they get to know me a little bit more and,
right.
hopefully become fans if they're not already. So.
And I feel like it's working, man. You've been a pro at that. I've seen all through the last year. Your following is growing, and the Josh fan base is growing.
Right.
And I think rightfully so, because you just like when you're on stage, it's magnetic. You win people over. Um, I gotta ask, like, what's the craziest show you played to date?
That one we just played was really special because I was like, my first headline. I still think
Mm,
Boots and Hearts was probably my craziest.
right
Uh,
on.
in Canada, they're just north of Toronto, and we did the kickoff party this past year, and they filled that tent with over 20,000 people, and they were all there to
Insane.
kick off the party of the headline that night, and yeah, just definitely very special. So that definitely still be, I think, my top favorite.
Yeah, what an insane night.
That's great.
What was the first concert you ever saw?
Somebody asked me that the other day, and I would think it was, I think like real full, like not a cover band. It was either Britney Spears or Carrie Underwood.
Crazy,
Yeah, yeah.
crazy. What year
So,
was Britney?
oof, I mean, probably like 2006.
That's heat.
It was
What a
somewhere
good
around
show.
there. I don't know. Whenever she was touring around then, if I remember correctly, I think it was in Hamilton, Ontario. Is when I would have went
Sick.
to. So,
Yeah, I feel like that sets you up well.
it's a
To like
pretty,
know, all right, this is
yeah.
what we gotta start hitting for my shows. And of course, we got to talk about the Toronto show. I've never seen a show sell out so quickly and then get upgraded to another venue, and then that sell out so quickly, and then it
Right.
ended up in history, and that's sold out now too. What's that feel like?
Yeah, again, like this whole, Trouble tour was the first time, being like, hey, we're gonna go sell tickets and see how we do. And um, definitely was very, nervous. And first of all, the show's on I believe it's a Wednesday, which
Mm,
right away I was like, it's not the weekend. And yeah, I promised everybody's like, it's like you set it up that way, sell out and sell out. And I was like, I swear we did not know. So it just very special. And um, again, just very thankful. Yeah, like to think that we sold, roughly 2,400 tickets for history or whatever it is.
insane.
Um, just really, yeah, really insane. Wednesday night, it's gonna be a party, and I'm very excited about it. And um, yeah, definitely, it's different. Still talking about the headline thing, it's definitely different than opening up. You really take accountability for, people are spending their hard-earned money and making sure that they get the best show possible. So
I love that. And it makes sense, like you don't have to condense sort of to,
yeah,
win over a fan of somebody who doesn't know you. These are people who are coming to see you. You can give them the best version of Josh.
yeah, exactly.
Sick. I'm excited to see it.
I'm pumped. It's gonna be awesome.
And I've also got to ask, you're bringing some artists along with you on the road to open up for you now. Tell me a bit about them.
Yeah, Dylan James is a guy that signed the same management team as me, and got to know each other over the last year and a bit. And he's just a really awesome dude. I think it's one of those things where once you sit down and talk to him, and he's lived a lot of life. And
Mm,
I like to say that I've done the same, and I think we have in similar ways and different ways. And um, he's just such a talent. Um, I think he was top 5 on American Idol, and he's done a lot of really really crazy things, and again that tie into his story. And I just believe in his voice and the songs, and even more than that, just how great of a person he is. So excited to have him for the rest of our dates, and yeah, it's gonna be great.
that's dope. And for people watching who might just be finding out about you for the first time, you definitely have lived a lot of life, and I think it's a pretty cool story how you found your way to music. Can you just like break down sort of what your path has been?
Yeah, I mean, I always say that sports was the priority, and if it wasn't for injury, I probably still would be in some sort of way. And um, basically played every single sport, and then got when it came down to it, I was still racing motocross bikes, and decided to take a football scholarship at Western University in Canada instead, and did that. And then yeah, through injury, I just started picking up the guitar, playing a little bit and covers, and on campus, and that just led to the Boots and Hearts Emerging Artist Showcase, and
Mm,
putting a band together, and really just diving in full, like honestly full into like this is what I want to do. And I had to become a better songwriter. My parents brought me to Nashville for New Year's Eve in 2017, going into 18, and I fell in love with the city then, and just knew that it felt like home. I always say it's very interesting to think, for 20-ish years, I, lived in Canada and always felt at home, but never like this is where I belong and this is where I should be. And as soon as I got to Nashville, I was like, this is where I should be, and this is definitely home. So it's been an interesting journey from sleeping in cars and uh, you know figuring out money and all that kind of stuff, and to where we're at now.
Incredible journey. And yeah, what a feeling to finally get to Nashville and have it
Yeah,
feel that right, just like in your heart.
it's been great.
Uh, it strikes me that like a lot of the discipline that you must have like gained and refined as an athlete is kind of how you treat your music. And to me, when I think about it, that must be one of the ways why that you've grown so quickly and been able to like achieve the success that you have. Does it feel that way that you've kind of like
Yeah, I think
treated
that
music the
I think
same way?
yeah, I think sports. Football was definitely the team thing, and motocross was definitely the self determination and how hard are you kind of willing to push yourself, and it's kind of the overdrive thing I think a lot of the time, and um, yeah, it definitely a lot of that, and then I always like to say it feels quickly in a lot of ways, like in the last couple of years, but then there's those 5 6 years where it was just writing songs and asking for opportunities, and uh,
Mm,
crazy to think, just that we're here now, where we get to play the shows and I get to write songs and make a living doing it. I just dreamt at one time that I can make, $100 doing it,
right
and
on.
just get by to the next week. And yeah, we're at a really cool spot now where um, I get to call this my job. So it's awesome.
Super powerful. And I
Yeah.
mean, there's so many people are happy that you can do that too, because the music that's just
Great.
coming out of it is incredible.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank you.
Looking forward to 2024.
You
What do
too.
you have in store for us, man?
Yeah, just a lot of shows. I mean, we're doing our headline stuff right now, and then we start with Bailey Zimmerman until kind of the end of May, and then it's just a lot of festivals in between, a lot of festivals after, and then I know we're chalking up a lot of dates hopefully for the fall. So we're trying to figure out that, and it'll be a packed full year of touring for sure.
Sweet. And any personal goals that you're sort of striving to achieve, something that you got your eyes set on next?
Yeah, I think obviously selling out certain venues and radio play, streaming play, all that kind of stuff,
Mm,
and then my biggest thing is just keep writing songs that with every song I feel like I'm getting to know myself even more as a songwriter, or who I am, and that's my goal. Just keep writing really great songs that are true to me, that I feel people can relate to, so we can all connect over music. I mean, that's why I love it so much. That's what I do as a consumer, and it's pretty awesome I get to do it as somebody that creates it.
man, for what it's worth, that's what it feels like to me as a listener. I feel like they just keep getting better and better, and I'm
Awesome.
so stoked to see where this year is going to take you.
Thanks, dude. Means a lot.
Yeah, I think that's a wrap. But yeah.